Chai with Manju, with your host, Dr. Manju Shet.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Chai with Manju. Our guest today is a superstar of Indian fashion industry. She also has a very popular Netflix series named after her, Masaba Masaba, of course. She's the daughter of legendary Indian actress Neena Gupta and West Indian cricketer Vivian Richards. Masaba has been called the game changer in the fashion world because of her unique and flamboyant designs, which combine the traditions with the needs and comfort of a modern woman who loves fashion. Let's meet Masaba. Masaba, welcome to the show and welcome to Boston. It's such a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.
Okay. So I have to say you are one of the biggest name in the Indian fashion industry now, but you were only 19 when you did your first, you showed your first collection at Lakme, and then at 20 you had your own brand, and now House of Masaba is a household name. And you're such a big entrepreneur, and I love that you say that fashion is the bridge between art and commerce. Great on Instagram, great on online sales. So tell us, what is your secret of success and what is your advice to someone looking for a career in fashion industry?
I think the one advice that I would definitely have is that you require a lot of grit in order to really sustain in any business. I always say that fashion to me is like any other business. It's like it's pretty much like a corporate job, only with a bit more vanity in it, perhaps. So I always say that. And you need a lot of grit, you need a lot of determination, because fashion is one of those careers where it takes you a bit of time to really understand what path you're on, whether you can make money off the business of fashion or not. So I think it's a bit of a testing kind of a profession. It really tests you, and it tests your grit and your patience. So I think my advice to anyone who wants to start this would be really patient. Have a roadmap, but also be a bit spontaneous. I think that we all require a bit of spontaneity in today's world, because the world is changing so fast that it's so important to just adapt and move forward constantly. So I think that would be my advice to anybody who wants to be in fashion. And I forgot the second part of your question.
What is your secret formula?
My secret formula, I get up and I show up every day. I really don't, even though I have had lots of setbacks, personally, professionally, sometimes you just don't feel like it. Sometimes you're not in the mood to create. And people forget that being a creative person, you need to come in there with 100% every single day. You require to give, your whole sort of heart to the profession. But some days you just don't feel like it. And then you have failures and setbacks. But I get up and I show up every day. I mean, I'm in front of my computer or in my office in front of the mannequin every single day, no matter what. So I think that's the trick, I would say.
Perseverance.
Perseverance.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, people look up to you for all the fashion trends. Now, who are your fashion icons? Who are your favorite fashion icons in the world?
There's so many. Back in India, I love Hasina Jethmalani. I think she's got such an amazing sense of style. Shobha Day for her saris, impeccable taste in saris, and of course Sonam Kapoor. I think for the new age, youth icon is definitely her. And I must also say my mom, because she's got great sense of fashion, and I've obviously inherited that from her in terms of design. Internationally, I love lots of people. I used to love Karl Lagerfeld, actually. I thought he was really stylish in his black and white suit. Love Rihanna, love Zendaya, and I love Kamala Harris as well. I must say, I really I love the sneaker show she put on when she was campaigning. And I also love the way she's just carried herself beautifully as this new age working power woman. I love all of them.
Absolutely. I like her suits.
Yeah.
So now, if you had the choice to dress anybody you want, who would that be?
Madonna, maybe.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
Madonna would be. Yeah, because I
Mhm,
think she's got this very kitsch vibe going on, but in a very different way. And I
mhm.
think she would do India proud kitsch really well. So I'd love to dress her someday. I mean, she's the pioneer of so many style trends
Right,
in the world, with her music videos. So I'd love to see what she does with Indian fashion.
right. I find Nicole Kidman also so interesting because she
Mm.
seems to have in her clothes some really vintage Indian embroidery, things like
Yeah.
that going on. I just saw her show Undoing. My God, her jackets and
Oh,
everything to die for.
stunning. Stunning. And I think she's
Stunning.
also she's like Barbie, There's she's just tall and statuesque, and I
Yes,
love that about her. I
yes,
love that about her.
very elegant. Now,
Yeah.
my audience will never forgive me if I don't ask you what is the biggest fashion tip one can get from Masaba?
I think the one fashion tip is don't listen to anybody who gives you fashion tips. I will definitely say that because, when I was growing up, I remember reading so many interviews, and people would say, wear this and wear these pencil pants and wear this kind of a top for this body type. I just say wear whatever you feel your best in. And don't follow trends, don't follow what people are saying, just wear what you feel you're best in. And if something fits, buy it in every color. That's the only tip I have. Yeah.
Okay. I actually do that.
Yeah, it's smart one. Yeah.
Right. Now, with all this COVID, of course, India is just hopefully coming out of it. Where do you think fashion is going to be after this big pandemic? Where will the
You
industry
know,
go?
uh, I think we're headed for a big change.
Uh-huh.
One that some brands can adapt to, and some brands might not be able to adapt to.
Mhm.
Uh, I think that we're going to move into a phygital world, as they say, a mix of physical and digital. So it's going to
Yeah,
be a steady mix of online shopping, which has been huge in the West. I think India is still catching up, but I think India will see that as a huge trend as well. And of course, I think with respect to offline stores and shopping, I think it'll all become about the experience, really, because people are not going to walk into a store that just is another store anymore,
right,
or
right.
a shabby store anymore, or that's just basic. I think people want to walk into experience centers, and I think that if I had to give an example, I love the way Apple as a company does their
Right,
stores.
right,
Those are
right.
experiences. You want to spend more
Yes,
time, you
yes.
want to walk out with the product. So I think you're going to have to engage with customers at a very, very deep level, give them a visual feast, and
Mhm.
then you'll have a loyal buyer. So I think that that's going to happen, which will mean that we might need bigger spaces, or even with smaller spaces, but just
Right,
experience centers more than anything, which sort of give people a window into what your brand is all about.
right.
So you'll see a lot of brands which have personal stories, which do very smart, honest communication with their
Mhm.
consumers. Those are the brands that will definitely survive. And I think the biggest change we'll see in fashion will be that we will have to all become really, really inclusive as an industry,
Absolutely,
whether it's
absolutely.
different body types, whether it's different skin colors, different
Right.
different backgrounds where people come from. We'll have to include everyone in the journey in fashion.
You've actually done that very well, haven't you? Right?
Well, I try. I
Yeah,
think I just realized that campaigns in fashion can't be intimidating.
right.
They have to make somebody feel like they're a part of you. So we always try and add women who are 50 plus, or women who um are new mums, or a really, really young girl, or a girl from the Northeast. So we try and mix and match our girls, dark skinned girls in India. I mean, they need so much
Absolutely.
representation
Mhm.
across the world. So yeah.
That, of course, brings me to your Netflix series, Masaba Masaba. I think it really made you the biggest superstar. I loved it.
Thank
What
you.
impressed me, what impressed me the most was the ease and the honesty and the simplicity with which you did the role. It was absolutely fantastic. So tell me, what was that experience like, and what is next for Masaba and you on the acting front?
Wow. That show was, firstly, I never thought it would ever release, or I never thought it would
Okay.
have any takers, by the way, and when my producer told me Netflix has picked it up, I think I nearly died because it was such a surprise.
Uh-huh.
It's a very new format for India. I mean,
Right.
I think
Right.
abroad you still have a few shows where, you had
Right.
Joey, that show, where he was
Right.
playing himself, or you had,
Absolutely.
I can't remember the name, but there was some Indian actor that did something as well. But it was such a new format for India. I thought people would think it's like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but it's not.
Mhm.
It's part scripted and it's part reality.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. I think we made it with like a very honest, open heart, and
Yes.
I think that's why
Yes.
people liked it. And me and Mum weren't really afraid of being ourselves. I think that's
Uh-huh.
why the connect. In terms of acting, I'm really looking forward to doing more fiction work now.
Okay.
So I have
Good.
been doing some auditions and stuff, which I really enjoy.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm super stressed out with my business work, I always sort of
Uh-huh.
like think of that aspect of my career, and I feel much better. And I think
That's
whenever I'm shooting, it's actually a release for me. I'm very calm, very
really,
relaxed. It's almost like a
wow.
meditative experience. Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness, you are your mom's daughter.
I
Yeah.
am. I mean,
Apple is just
usually
next
people
to
are
the
like,
tree.
yeah, yeah. I usually people are very anxious or whatever, but I look forward to being on a set, even if it's for a 2-hour photo shoot. I really look forward to it.
And is the series coming back soon?
Yes, season 2 is coming.
Okay. Okay.
We start filming soon though, so
Okay.
hopefully by the end of the year, I hope so.
Fingers crossed. That would be,
Fingers
that
crossed.
would make our day. Now, what was the experience of working with your mom like? She's a legendary actress, national award winning Neena Gupta. So, what was that experience like? And what did you learn from her?
Um, I was nervous on day one. My first ever shot was obviously with her. And I remember I asked her, I said, "You think I should do a couple of readings with you in the house? And, like maybe you can teach me how to do something." And she said, "Nothing doing,
Uh-huh.
because if I show you how to do it, you will
Mhm.
imitate me and you won't be your natural self."
A good
So
point.
she said,
Mhm.
"Just wing it, listen to what I'm saying or the actor's saying, and just be relaxed and
Uh-huh.
mean what you're saying, and that's it." So I remember being really nervous because the first scene I had with her had no dialogues, but just emotions via expressions. And I said,
Uh-huh.
I am going to be doomed if I screw this up. But it went really well, except for the one time that she told me in front of the whole crew that I'm doing a really bad job, because I was just so nervous.
Uh-huh.
I was just trying to act. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
it was tough for me the first few days because it was me playing myself. So I didn't know whether I should be over the top or myself. Is it going to be too little for camera? Is it going to be too much? So I had to find my rhythm, which I did eventually. But it's good because she's good like that. She's one of those parents who always tells you, she's a great critic, and she told me
Mhm.
exactly what I was doing wrong. So it was good having her on set. I warmed up the other
Yeah,
actors much quickly.
he does. So I'm going to ask you a question which is very relevant to the current times. Now when you talk to young generation, especially since Kamala Harris became our vice president, biracial has become very cool. But of course, you are a biracial child who grew up in a very stereotypical India, I would say, because I grew up there too. And growing up, you said you were very athletic, and kids would tease you because you were big, said you look like a man, and that that made you hate your body at some time. And however, I have to say that very amazingly, you've channelized all your thoughts and energy into self-appreciation and self-love. As a doctor, also, I see a lot of mental disorders in young people who have gone through the body shaming in childhood or have not been just treated right. What advice would you give to these people who have gone through such experiences? And how did you change your life to make it what you are today, a role model for people across the world?
Um, the thing is that I feel like self love and the journey into really like you said, channelizing negativity into positivity.
Right.
I think it's a constant job. I don't think it ever
Right.
stops
Right.
anywhere, or there isn't like an aha moment where you think, oh, this is it. Now I'm I'm a better version of myself. I think it's a constant work in progress. Um, More importantly, I think the only confidence I really got was when my work was appreciated. And this is what I believe. I believe that women, especially,
Mhm.
look for validation in relationships, they look for validation in their family life, in, you know, in the places that they shouldn't be looking for validation, and their bodies and how they look. So I
Right.
think validation truly comes from the work you do.
Right.
And I think that's the only way to channelize what people are saying about you in the negative to the positive, what how people perceive you. Because like I said, I mean, if tomorrow, we've had biracial models and actresses for years, somehow that profession is just not something that people take seriously, and they think, oh, it's another actor, whatever. But when you had
Right.
Kamala Harris become vice president, suddenly
Yes.
you're like, okay,
School.
this is serious, it's cool,
Yes.
and so that's what I think. I think that unfortunately we've been subject to a lot of bias as women across the world. And I think a scientist, a vice president, a doctor, a model should all be treated equally by the work and sort of applauded for the work that they do. So I think
Right.
work has made me who I am and nothing
Mhm.
else, because I
Mhm.
think everything else in your life kind of keeps passing through. But
Right.
the work you do, how seriously you do it, how well you do it,
Right.
and how it connects with people, that's when you can really come into yourself. That's how it happened with me, for sure.
I also liked in one of your interviews, you said that how you create a private space for yourself, your inner sanctuary, where you
Hmm.
can just shirk off the world and be yourself.
Hmm.
Right.
I have to say that when you're in such a public profession, and I mean, mine isn't
Right.
even half as public as what an actor is being like. And you have to have that one sort of, like you said, a sanctuary that you come back home
Right.
to, or
Right.
that you keep sort of going away to whenever you feel like everything's a bit overwhelming. I think it also helps keep you very grounded,
Mhm.
and you need to have that so that you can do your work better. So I think that's very important to me. I mean, I nurture my close relationships really, really well, as much as I do my work, and I think that that's what really keeps me grounded.
It's so important for creativity because I think creativity needs that soil of peace and harmony, isn't it?
Yeah, creation, and this is what a lot of people from the corporate world don't get. They don't get that
Right.
creative people need calm and peace to thrive. They don't
Right.
they I don't think chaos is a great trigger for them. Yeah.
Saba, you're truly a woman of substance. I'm so impressed by all your accomplishments and above all, how grounded you are and what a good human being you are. So tell me, what is next in Masaba land? Exciting world of Masaba.
Uh, so we're actually working on a bunch of things. A new collection obviously is always in the pipeline, but we're working on a really cool new range of lipsticks, which is our
Oh,
cosmetics line that we do with Nika. And
okay.
there are more products in the pipeline for that as well, which I can't unfortunately talk about, but later on in the year you'll see that. And we're doing a very, very cool range of sleepwear, also with a
Very
very
nice.
exciting partner, and that's probably Diwali sometime that we'll release it.
Okay.
And apart from that, I start filming for Masaba Masaba too, so that's going to take up 2-3 months of
Yes.
my time, and that's about it. I mean, not too much, but lots more prints, lots more stories. A really fun festive collection for Diwali, and hopefully we can dodge the third wave. I think that's what we're just
Yes.
trying
Yes.
to,
We have
yeah,
to.
lay low
And
and
I
dodge the third wave.
and I hope you are planning to expand in United States as well. We would love to have you in Boston.
Oh, we'd love that. We are waiting for travel to open up so that we can take our little trunk and just take over the world, because that's something we love doing as a brand. I think we did something in Jersey a couple of years back. But Singapore, Hong Kong, the US, London, all of these places and the Middle East, we're dying to get
Yes.
our trunk over.
Okay. So we look forward to meeting you and wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. It was
Thank you
very
so
nice meeting you.
Same here. Thank you.